There are 10 mistakes people often make when buying a home. Buying a home can be just a daunting and overwhelming process, especially if it's your first time. There are several mistakes that people may make that can lead to regret and frustration down the line, but don't worry, we're here to help you avoid those mistakes. Hi, I'm Holli Smith with Tree Realty Team of Keller Williams Realty. In this video, we'll cover 10 common home buying mistakes and give you some tips on how to completely avoid them. One of the biggest mistakes people make is not getting pre-approved for a mortgage before they start house hunting. This can lead to disappointment when you find your dream home only to discover you can't afford it. To avoid this mistake, go ahead and get pre-approved for a mortgage before starting your house search. And then when you find your dream home, you'll also be ready to put an offer in on it. Without the pre-qualification letter, you won't be able to make an offer on your dream home, and it's a lot like going shopping only to realize that you've left your wallet in the car once you're in the checkout line. It's very frustrating for you. Another common mistake is not setting a realistic budget for your home purchase. Many people make the mistake of maxing out their budget, leaving really little room for unexpected expenses. You want to really avoid this mistake by factoring in your closing costs, the maintenance on your home, HOA costs, and other expenses when you're kind of setting your budget. You also want to have room for car repairs, utilities, groceries, and just other necessities. Just make sure to keep those expenses factored in. Another mistake is ignoring the neighborhood. Many people make the mistake of focusing solely on the home itself and not considering the neighborhood. It's important to research the area, including the schools, the crime rate, access to amenities, and there's some websites I would really recommend that buyers check out to know more about a home. There's spotcrime.com, familywatchdog.com, and greatschools.org. You want to consider also how far are you from the grocery store, shopping, the doctor's office, your kids' school, and your commute to work. Maybe is public transportation important to you, and do those routes run in that area? You really want to make sure that the neighborhood fits your lifestyle and your needs. Another mistake we see is people not working with a real estate agent. A good agent can help you navigate the home buying process and negotiate a fair price for the home. They can also help you avoid other costly mistakes on this list. An agent can guide and advise you on the best ways to protect yourself in the process and point out things that you just might not see on your own. Another potential mistake is people not considering the resale value of a home. Even if you plan on living in a home for many, many years, it's important to think about how you'll be able to sell the home in the future. Do you think future buyers would also like the home, its layout, and the location? Another mistake is skipping the home inspection even if the home looks completely perfect. There could be underlying issues that only a professional inspector can identify. Skipping that inspection could lead to super costly repairs down the line. For example, we once had a buyer get a home inspection, and the inspector called us while he was kind of in the crawl space or just after he'd gone out to let us know that there was just eaten up with termites. The crawl space was just crazy. It was just crawling, and it was going to be very hard to treat because the crawl space was really tight and it would be hard to get in there and treat the whole area. So the house was going to have to be tinted in order to exterminate just the extent of infestation. Had this buyer not had the inspection, they would have never known that this was an issue. This helped them to avoid a super costly repair. Another one is most people forget to factor in closing costs when buying a home. These costs can add up quickly, so it's really important to include them in your budget. Closing cost will be around 3% of your loan. So if you're buying a home at $300,000, then your closing costs will be around $9,000. Sometimes these can be rolled into the loan, but a lot of times they have to be paid at closing. This is a good question to ask your lender about when you're getting pre-qualified. So when you have them on the phone, just go ahead and ask them. And if you're a first-time home buyer, there are many down payment assistance programs that can kind of help you with this as well. Another mistake is not getting a home warranty. If you're buying a resale home, a home warranty can really provide peace of mind and protect you from unexpected repairs and just maintenance costs. So literally, we've experienced this ourselves. We moved once into a home only to have the AC break 2 days later. It was crazy. Thankfully, we had a home warranty. We were able to get it repaired for minimal cost. Also, although the AC company did have to wind up replacing one unit, but we didn't have to fork up the funds for that costly fix, really, thankfully. Another mistake is not getting title insurance. Title insurance is a super important protection that many people just overlook. It can help protect you from issues down the line with the title that could arise. The stats show that approximately 20% of home buyers fail to protect themselves by not getting homeowners insurance. And an agent once shared with me this true story about a family in Missouri. The family unknowingly purchased their home from a seller who had taken out a separate $419,000 loan on the property. Crazy, right? But the fact was not discovered during the closing process, and the family faced foreclosure just a few months in because somebody else had claim against their title. Fortunately, the family had homeowners title insurance, so the title company paid the debt and the family kept their home and their peace of mind. Now, this story has a happy ending, but without homeowners title insurance policy, the family would have faced serious costs and possible even eviction. The bank or your lender, they always have their own title insurance, but you need your own policy too. Make sure that the closing attorney has included a homeowner's title insurance policy when you're at closing, and make sure they have that prepped and ready to go. Finally, one of the biggest mistakes we see is people letting emotions drive their decision. It's important to stay objective and consider all your options available. Even if your home seems to be your dream home, you really want to factor in, is it the best fit for your family, your budget, and your commute? Ask yourself, can I see myself in this home for years to come? If you know you may need to move in your elderly parents, it might be best to go ahead and seek a home with an unfinished basement where you can expand rather than having to move again in just a few short years. Or if you know your family will be growing, it might be better to go ahead and seek a home with an unfinished attic space that you can make into an extra bedroom when you need it. So there you have it, 10 mistakes that buyers make and how you can avoid them. Buying can be a challenging process, but with the right help, it can be an opportunity for a fresh new start and such a blessing for you and your household for years to come. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more helpful tips and advice. Have a good one.